Oh, hi, good morning. And here we are once again on a Friday morning here, and we're coming directly to you from New York City where the sun is really bright out. And we're going to see how long that lasts. We'll give you the weather forecast on that. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Friday. My name is Frank Allan, and the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. No, that was last night. The name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And we're here with you for the next hour. As every Friday, we get together and we get you involved in conversation and have a good time and just say hello and kind of wrap up our week and just have a great conversation to all of you. And we're all here together. We're going to be here, as I said, for the next hour. We hope that you will be here with us. And just in case you're just joining us for the first time, thank you for being with us. And we hope that it's not your last time. As a matter of fact, we hope that you continue to join us each week as we bring you this show and invite your friends over. So those of you who are watching on Facebook, we want to say hello. Good morning to all of you on Facebook, all of you on YouTube, all of my friends over there at Instagram. Thank you so much for being along with us. Now, if you're joining us on Facebook, all you have to do is tag your friend. Please tag your friend. Do it right now while the show is young. And when you tag them, that'll get them involved. They'll come over to our side, at least for a while anyway. And those of you who are on YouTube, of course, you're going to want to make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And this way, you'll never miss a show because every time we post something on YouTube, on our channel, or even if we come on live, you'll be notified as well. And for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, just follow us and you'll never miss a show as well. So we want to say good morning to each and every one of you as we lift our coffee cups and glasses or whatever beverages that you are taking this morning. We want to salute you and excuse me while I shoot up. That's delicious. That's delicious. And that's what the mornings are all about. At least some of the mornings. That's what they're all about. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to say something, if you're standing out there idle and you're just watching the show, that's okay too. But we would love you to get involved in conversation with us. We got a lot to talk about. Later on in the program, Brian Camp will be along to start our 2020 feature, 20 past the hour. And he will be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports update, 22 the hour, DJ Pete. Although DJ Pete won't be here today, he came in at the last minute, phoned in at the last minute to let us know that he wouldn't be here, but he did leave us some information, short but sweet, and we'll have all of that for you. We'll also give you our picks of the week for the weekend of all of the classic movies that you love on Turner Classic Movies. We'll have all of that coming up. And that'll come up all this hours. And that's you and I, all of us together. So let's get started. I'm going to give you that hand clap. All of you guys out there who are watching, the hand clap is for you, first of all, for being so diligent each week by joining us and watching us and corresponding with us, too, on this show. Because if it's not for you, we wouldn't be able to do this show. And also, while we're doing that hand clap, it also goes out to all of the people who been with us all of this time. And I'm referring to the people who work in hospitals, such as the doctors, the nurses, and other hospital personnel, all of the first responders, such as the police officers, the firefighters, all of the mom and pop stores that stayed open, the laundromats, all of the grocery stores, the supermarkets, all of our tireless transportation workers, such as the motormen on the trains, on the subways, wherever you are, if you have transit in your area, all of the bus operators, right through the pandemic, they stay with us. In New York, it's a 24-hour service. It's not that way everywhere. But we want to thank them all anyway for being responsive this whole time, because, we are more than a year and a half into this pandemic. The pandemic is getting better. It's getting better, but it's far from over. So we want to make sure that we stay in touch with everything that we're supposed to do, make it a protocol, such as wearing your mask and your hand sanitizer. Take some with you. They could sell those little bottles in the store. You can go in the supermarkets and the pharmacists, and you can find out where to get them and keep some in your bag with you. Take it everywhere you go. and keep it all around the house. Make sure you use that. And for the most part of it all, make sure that you get vaccinated. If you haven't been vaccinated yet, this is a good time to do it, certainly. And all you have to do is follow all of the instructions on where to go to get vaccinated. And you can do that by Googling or calling up, where they have phone numbers. I have a number for you. As a matter of fact, since the beginning of this pandemic, I've been keeping a number posted for all of you to see and all of you to take in. And all you have to do is call. You'll get the same information you get anywhere, but this is just like a lead, just to start with. And it's called the COVID-19 test. And you can take that, you can call that number, you can talk to someone live. If you have any questions or you want to talk to someone about COVID, you can do that too. And they'll give you the answers immediately, just like that. They will. So make sure that you do that. Also, that number is 718-638-7682. That's 718-638-7682. I've been giving that number each week since it's began. The COVID. And of course, you have the variant, the Delta variant is also. So we want to make sure we are free from all of that. And by doing that, please get vaccinated. Now it's good. We got the good news that kids now at 5 years old, from 5 years old to 11 years old, can now get vaccinated. And I've seen it on TV all day yesterday and this morning. And it's a pleasure to see that going on, that the kids are being vaccinated. The parents of these kids are making sure that their children are safe by getting them vaccinated. And if you're at the age of 65 and over, you can get booster shots now. They're issuing booster shots if you're 65 and over, or if you have an underlying condition that has to be attended to, that's serious. Of course, you're eligible for that, and you can go out there and do that. So that would be a great thing to do if you can do that. Go out there and get vaccinated. For those of you who work in those essential jobs like teachers and firefighters and things, at least here in New York City, they have a mandate. So if you are not vaccinated, and they gave us a deadline like last Friday, there was a deadline last Friday. If you're not vaccinated, then you'll certainly be off the payroll, at least temporarily anyway, until you do that. Either you get vaccinated, or each week you show proof of a test. And you have to do that each week. So it's either vaccination or the testing each week. And when you take that test each week, it's on your own time. And you have to go there and bring back the proof in order to stay on the job. That's in a lot of places here in New York, and probably other places too. And there's a mandate. And the reason why they have these mandates is because we want to make sure that everybody is safe. Everybody is safe and healthy. And so, of course, it's common sense that if you're a school teacher, you're going to want to be vaccinated, because why would you not set that example, being a school teacher, teaching others, and then you have these kids around you, and you're not protecting them if you're not. So I totally agree that, it came down to this. It shouldn't have to. I think all Americans should be on board with this whole thing, but unfortunately, it's not. So that's the way it is. So I want to say hello to each and every one of you. By the way, since we're on the COVID-19, we know that actress Christy Swanson is hospitalized. She's asking for prayers, and we will certainly pray for her. She's in the hospital for COVID-19. Now, she was skeptic. She was a big skeptic in the beginning with Fauci's approval to the vaccine. Or his push to the vaccine and our push to the vaccine. But now she's in the hospital, hospitalized. We don't know any more than what I just told you right now for COVID-19. We hope that it's not serious. We hope that she gets out safe and sound. And we hope that whatever she was skeptical about, that it passes and that she gets vaccinated if she's not vaccinated already. I would say she's not vaccinated if she was a skeptic. All right. But we hope that changes things, because we don't want anyone in the world to get to the point where they have to wind up in the hospital and say later on, I should have taken it. This is no joke. Take the vaccine. We want to make sure that while you're healthy and strong and able to go back to work and able to mingle with your friends and able to travel, we want to make sure that you are vaccinated and in good health. And speaking of traveling, if you're flying, please remember that you have to wear your mask. And they don't have a mandate for vaccinations just yet. I don't know if they're going to do it. Some airlines are working on it. Some, I don't know. We'll have to see that. But my tip to you that if you're going to do any flying, I would say if you're going to a destination, right, and you're going to stay there for a long period of time, I would say get vaccinated, or if you're not vaccinated, get tested. Even if you're vaccinated, get tested and make sure that you're okay in that department. All right, and when you return, get tested to make sure everything is safe. Because being that they don't have a mandate on these airlines now, we don't know who's flying. You don't know who you're sitting next to. And a person could say, yes, yes, I'm vaccinated, and that doesn't necessarily have to be so. So you want to make sure you proceed with caution and make sure that you're safe and you're healthy and the people around you are safe and healthy. So, and by all means, wear the mask. All right. Now we have too many problems on the airlines in the past about people not wanting to wear their mask, and then chaos breaks. You've heard about the story about the flight attendant got punched by a passenger, and of course the passenger is in custody by the police now. These things happen, and they shouldn't happen. And when those particular things happen on airlines, it's a big distraction. It distracts airline stewardess, and well, we don't use the word stewardess anymore. Flight attendants. It affects the pilots, and when you affect them, you put everyone in jeopardy when you're flying. When you're 30,000 feet up in the air, you don't want any playing around. The only thing that you want to see a bump is a turbulence. You don't even want to feel a turbulence, but turbulence happen. That's part of flying too. But you don't want any distractions of any kind, and so the airlines really have to do something about unruly people who don't want to wear their mask and refuse to do it. If you don't want to wear a mask, walk. Don't fly. Walk. That's my advice to you. Okay, so I just want to say I see more people are coming in, and I just want to say hi to all you people watching on Facebook. There you go. They're all there. They're watching. Good morning to you, and good morning to all of you people watching us on YouTube. And there you go, all of my friends over there watching us on Instagram as well. So say hello to each and every one of you guys. Brian Camp will be here in a couple of minutes. His part of the 2020 feature. Well, in about 6 minutes or so, he'll be here with this part of the 2020 feature and giving you sports update with the latest developments in today's world of sports. Excuse me once again while I shoot up. So once again, it's Friday. I always look forward to Friday because Friday starts the weekend. And who doesn't like the weekend? Everybody's going to be doing a lot of things on the weekend, and they're going to be raring to go and doing all kinds of things. So, we're making sure to that. I have a little news for you, and those of you who have, and it's all over Facebook. People have posted this, but it's old news now. But we got that news early in the week. The Gap Band founder Ronnie Wilson died peacefully at his home in Tulsa, Oklahoma, at the age of 73. I'm not sure. No one says what the cause of death was. All it says is just he died peacefully. His wife, Linda, was there, and she held his hand as he took his last breath. So she was there, his family, and the rest of his family. So we want to say condolences to everyone who knew Ronnie Wilson, who worked with Ronnie Wilson, his fans, friends, and everyone else. We send our deepest condolences out to all of you guys out there and all of you fans who followed him over the years. The Gap Band, that was a pretty good band. I remember they were very big band. And so that's it. And I want to remind you too, before we go any further, and this is very important, that this weekend, Don't be preoccupied and not remember to set your clocks back 1 hour. All right. Now, when you set your clocks back 1 hour, that's a plus for you because that's an added hour of sleep, you know. And of course, I know you enjoy that. So I grant you an extra hour of sleep. And so remember, and you could do that Sunday. That's this coming Sunday, uh, the 7th. That's the 7th. November 7th, Sunday. But usually what I do, I jump ahead of the game. I usually set my clocks back or set them forward when it's daylight savings time. I set them Saturday afternoon, sometimes Saturday afternoon, so I can forget all about it. And so they're urging you to set your clock at 2 a.m. Set it back 2 a.m. All right. You're not going to want to be up that late, right? A lot of you, and a lot of you may be preoccupied, especially party goers, and you may be doing something else, partying and having a good time, and you forget. And so you don't want to spend your whole night, doing that, and you can start doing the day and do one little bit at a time. And the people who work in clock stores, right? They have clocks all over the place. Now they have to set those clocks. They have to set them all, to make sure they're okay. So make sure you do that, and things will be fine. And by the time you go to work on Monday, you will be to work on time on Monday. You set it back because if you don't set your clock back and you go to work on Monday, you're going to be there an hour than you're supposed to be, which is not a bad idea. You could always kill time. It's okay. It's okay. It's just that when daylight savings time come around and you set it forward, you don't want to be late for work. You'll be an hour late, if you don't set it. Anyway, you get the idea. So that's this weekend, setting those clocks, and we'll be looking forward to all of that. So there you go. And more people are coming in on. There you go. They're all coming in. So I just want to say hi. And those of you who are idle, you don't want to say anything. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're good with that. And we will say, hey, you know what? Sit down there, idle, as long as you enjoy the show. And those of you who can't spend a whole hour with us, we really appreciate whatever time you spend with us. Now, some of you guys are at work right now, right? And you're getting that coffee break. Now, some people at work, they get 15-minute coffee breaks. Well, that's how they used to do it a long time ago. I don't know how they do it now in the corporate life. Well, a 15-minute coffee break, right? You could sit at your desk for that 15 minutes, enjoy your coffee, doing nothing. And then when the coffee break is over, you're still at your desk and you could still watch the show and be with us at the same time and do something like what we call multitasking, however you want to use the words. So we're all set and we're ready to go. And thank you so much for being along with us for this Friday in New York City. And that's the way it is. I don't have any other news other than the Gap Band news. And I told you about Chris Swanson. And I always like to bring positive news. I don't have any just yet, except for the fact that we're here and we're all alive and kicking. And Christy Swanson is still alive and kicking. And so fortunately, she'll see the light and get her vaccination, and the rest of you too, as well. As I said, DJ Pete won't be here 20 to the hour because he came in at the last minute, called in at the last minute saying that he won't be available. But that's okay. But he did send us information, and we have that thing that we do when he can't make it, or if Brian can't make it, I get advance notice and get their information, and I sort of do the job. So I'm going to be DJ Pete later on in the show. There you go. I see more people there on Instagram, and they're waving and they're not talking, but that's okay. But thank you guys anyway for being there and having a good time. It's almost time for sports. Brian Camp will be here in just a couple of seconds, and we're going to bring him the latest developments in today's world of sports, and that's all on Sports Update. Let's see. So we got all that information out of the way. As a matter of fact, why don't we do that now? Let's go to Sports Update. Brian Camp on the phone from Charlotte, North Carolina. Brian, how's it going? We got sunshine here in New York as opposed to yesterday.
Well, we have partly cloudy or partly sunny. We take your choice. But it's cold. It's 41 degrees right now. I suppose the high is supposed to be 57. Unlike weather here at the Queen City in Charlotte, North Carolina, but it's going to warm up, but only up to 57 degrees. So it's pretty good day so far. Anytime you wake up in the morning, it's a good day. Everybody should count their blessings to see another day. Good morning to you. Good morning to everybody out there in Facebook land and Instagram and YouTube. I hope all is well with everybody. And I'm going to give you some sports. Just breaking news: Odell Beckham Jr. has been released by the Cleveland Browns. He's been in the midst of some controversy with his team and the quarterback not throwing the ball to him, but he's been released. He got his unconditional release, so he's able to choose whatever team he wants to go to if nobody picks him up. He's going to wait until I think what they're going to do until nobody claims him, so nobody could be responsible for that large contract. Then he could be able to choose what team he wants to play for the remainder of the season. He becomes a free agent with a blood alcohol content of 2 times the Nevada legal limit before his car slammed into a rear of a vehicle that burned and killed a 23-year-old woman. Ruggs himself, who's 22, remained seated in a wheelchair with a foam brace on his neck and jail guards at his elbows during his initial court appearance on Wednesday on pending on felony charges of driving under the influence of alcohol, resulting in the death of reckless driving. Now, Henry Ruggs, the wide receiver bail, was set at $150,000 with strict conditions to include home confinement, electronic monitor, no alcohol, no driving, and the surrender of Ruggs' passport. Now, the Raiders, what they did was, like what any other sports team would do, they would release the player immediately, and he was released on Tuesday, just hours after the crash. Of course, you should always, it's not the same where innocent to proven guilty, but if you're drinking illegally while driving and you're putting your life and other people's life in danger, that's cause for concern, which in this case, a fatality was made. And so we're going to find out what's going to happen in the upcoming weeks or so, and the days coming. Aaron Rodgers, on the back of the Green Bay Packers, tested positive for COVID-19 and will not play on Sunday against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Rodgers follows masking protocols while interacting with players and coaches inside the team's headquarters. However, Rodgers does not wear a mask while in the media auditorium during his weekly and post-game news conference. Now, this past August in the summertime, Aaron Rodgers said that he was immunized when asked about his vaccination status, only to find out yesterday or the other day now that he was not vaccinated at all. So he lied about being vaccinated and saying that he was okay, but he was never vaccinated. He was caught on camera hugging his opponent quarterback, Kyler Murray, for the Arizona Cardinals 8 days ago when they played on Thursday Night Football, and he was not wearing a mask. So now he and 2 other teammates of his are in the protocol, which means that they got to quarantine for 10 days. 10 days. So he's going to miss this Sunday's game, and if everything goes well, he could be back a week from next Saturday, a week from tomorrow, in time for the Sunday game against the Seattle Seahawks. So this is what happens when you lie. You cannot lie and say that you're vaccinated or you're okay and find out that you're not vaccinated. So Major League Baseball, congratulations to the Atlanta Braves for winning the 2021 World Series, defeating the Houston Astros 7-0 in a 4-2 series clincher this past Tuesday. parade's first title since 1995. The parade, they're having a parade today that will start at Woodruff Park in the heart of downtown Atlanta, not far from their former homes at Turner Field and the old Fulton County Stadium. The parade also will also be about for 2 miles long. The city's most famous thoroughfare, Peachtree Street, before escorting to its current home in suburban Cobb County to resume the parade for another mile. And if you've ever been down to Atlanta is a lot like a southern New York. You know, it's a lot of popping and a lot of things happening in the city of Atlanta. So if anybody that's in the Georgia area that's tuning in, congratulations. San Francisco great Buster Posey has decided to retire from baseball after 12 seasons yesterday. Posey guided the Giants to World Series victories in 2010, 2012, and 2014. No doubt it'll be a first-ballot Hall of Famer, and more than likely will have a statue outside Oracle Park in San Francisco where the Giants play. The Indians, used to be called the Indians, and now the Cleveland Guardians, began removing the team's scripted logo atop the Giants scoreboard at Progressive Field on Tuesday as they transitioned their name to the Guardian. A new Guardian sign will replace the old one, and it will be up before opening day on 2022. Here's some news. Here's a news story that I've been following. The NAWCP sent a letter to the Players Association in 5 professional sports: Major League Baseball, the NBA, the NFL, the WNBA, the Women's Basketball League, and the National Hockey League, for players to reconsider signing with teams in Texas because of recent laws passed in the state. Now, in it was a 2-page signed by NAACP President and CEO Derek Johnson. The organization pointed to recent laws on abortions, voting rights, and mask mandates during the coronavirus pandemic as reason to avoid doing to signing teams in Texas. So that's why he's been sending a letter out, because this is that what they're doing. They are trying to change the laws in Texas for athletes, mainly to minorities. Now, Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed an abortion law that bans procedures during 6 weeks of pregnancy in September. Abbott signed a bill that significantly tightened voting laws. Early in the month, Abbott also issued an executive order that banned vaccine requirements in Texas. The letter, over the past few months, legislators in Texas have passed policies disguised as laws that directly violated privacy rights and women's freedom to choose, restrict access to free and fair elections for blacks and brown voters, and increase the risk of contracting the coronavirus. So this is what the NAACP is trying to do. Will it work? I don't know. You know, it doesn't matter what color you are, where the money is going to roll, that's where you're going to just sign and stay with. It doesn't make a difference whether that to most athletes, if you're happy there or not. If you're getting money there and you're making a lot of money more than any other place, that's where people are going to decide to go. This Sunday, yes, the New York Roadrunners will announce healthy and safety guidelines for the 2021 New York City Marathon on November 7th. This is the world's most popular and biggest marathon that they have. We have this every year in the great state of New York City, and there's some guidelines that I'm going to read to you. All individuals will be required to wear a mask. That means people who are there watching, with the exception of the runners. The runners don't have to wear masks. They advise you to use public transportation to start. In the start area will be in Staten Island. The post finish will be in the area of Central Park, and then the designated indoor venues. It is strongly recommended, everybody that listen, that all individuals, like I said, wear masks. required to wear face coverings at all. So they're only going to have 30,000 people, participants, that were handpicked to run in this race around the world, from Kenya to Europe to Asian countries, and here in the United States. So this is a big, big race. 30,000 is the limit, and we hope that we have a good time. Also, be aware, do not even think about driving your cars to get to your destination. Take the subways for all you New Yorkers and that's out there. This day, November 5th, 1940, Walter Johnson won 416 games for the Washington Senators, but loses the Maryland congressional race as a Republican. 1959, the AFL announced with 8 teams. They announced 8 teams, which is now in the NFL. They merged back in 1967 season, where they merged the AFL with the NFL. 1968, first American League pitcher to win the MVP, Denny McClain, wins unanimously. That means he won every vote. He got every first place vote. 1971, the NBA Lakers started a 33 consecutive victory streak, which they went on to win the NBA title that year. They had stars like Jerry West, Wilt Chamberlain, and Elgin Baylor played for that year, but then he retired 9 games into the season. 1978, Oakland Raiders head coach Jim Madden becomes the 13th coach to win 100 NFL games. 1982, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the NBA, lose the 24th consecutive game, which is an NBA record. And what else we have here? Yeah, 1994, George Foreman. You know George Foreman, a former boxer, former heavyweight champion, who has his own George Foreman grills and everything, knocks out Michael Moore to win the boxing heavyweight championship. And in 1996, Yankee shortstop Derek Jeter is the unanimously choice as Rookie of the Year. Birthdays: 1952, Bill Walton, American Basketball Hall of Famer, born in La Mesa, California. 1954, former NBA head coach Alvin Gentry was born in Selby, North Carolina. In 1960, NBA Mark West, born in Fort Campbell, Kentucky. 1970, Javier Lopez was born, Major League pitcher, was born in San Juan, Puerto Rico. 1973, Johnny Damon, born in Fort Riley, Kansas. He's a former baseball player. He used to play for the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. 1974, former NBA player Jerry Stackhouse was born in Kinston, North Carolina. In 1992, the NFL great Odell Beckham was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which so happens to be the day today, as I just mentioned, he gets released. So, happy birthday and to all of them, and hope everybody will have a nice weekend. But before I go, in order to know about your clocks, this is the whole saying, to know, to not be confused, because I get confused every year, whether or not the clock should go back or forward. Just remember, spring means going forward, and fall means to fall back. So since we're in the fall, we push back the hour. Am I correct on that?
That's correct. That's absolutely correct. We fall back this time.
Yes.
So yeah.
And in the spring, you go forward. You spring forward.
And the good news is that everybody gets an hour's sleep, an extra hour's sleep.
Yes. So extra hour's sleep.
So that's good. So yes, and we'll more emphasize that more, that people should remember to do that, because, as I said earlier, if they don't do that, and when they go to work on Monday, they're going to get there an hour earlier than they're supposed to, which is not a bad thing. That would probably be a plus, But why would you want to do that hour anyway? So set your clocks back 1 hour.
That means it's going to get darker quicker in the afternoon now. We're going to start seeing dark. Get dark around 4:30 and 5 o'clock now.
Yeah, so somewhere around 5 o'clock, I think. Now,
Yeah.
Japan is not. They don't set their clocks in Japan, so they don't have to worry about it. So I don't know where I haven't seen Naoto today, but I'm pretty sure he knows that. No, they don't worry about that in Japan. They never set their
Right.
clocks. So that's about it. Okay, Brian, that's about it. We thank you for being with us. So we'll catch you back here next week as well.
Okay, everybody enjoy the weekend and be safe and speak to you soon.
Okay, that was Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports update. He's with us each week at this time. He's just wrapped up his part of the 2020 feature, and yeah, so that's great, and it's always good to give those reports because sports is going on and on. It's getting stronger and stronger, even though the pandemic is still here, but it's livable now. It's not like when you walk out of your house, it's like gutter to gutter on the streets, no, nothing, no one. As what happened in the beginning of the pandemic, you walk out, there was nothing on the street, not a soul, no cars, no nothing. And so we're getting better. It's people going back to work, and traffic is there again, once again on the highways. So I mean, I prefer that than this pandemic. So, and we'll reach more of it as it goes along. Those of you who are just joining us, welcome to the coffee hour. My name is Frank Allan, and we're going to be here for the next, well, to the top of the hour. Yeah, we're here every Friday between 10 and 11. And those of you who are watching and been here for the past, since the beginning, since we've been doing this show, we thank you for that. You already know the protocol. For those of you who are just joining us for the first time, we hope that you come back again and again. And again, I have to repeat that if you're watching us on Facebook, you want to tag your friends, you can do it right now. As a matter of fact, bring them over for the few minutes that we have left on the show and let them be part of it. And maybe they become permanently a part of it, just like you are. And for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And this way you'll never miss a show. And so every time we go on the air live, you'll be notified. If we post something, another video or something, you'll be notified of that. That's the perks of being a subscriber to my YouTube channel. And those of you who are watching us on Instagram, follow us each week. And of course, you'll know where to catch us. And for those of you around the world who have not friend me on Facebook, you could still watch the show. We're all around the world. Anywhere you go around the world, we can be picked up. So that's the good thing about that. Now, if you're going to come in, I want to say hello to all people who are coming in. Some are sitting idle. And I want to say hello. We just talked about Naoto. There he is right now. Good evening to you, Naoto. We were just talking about you. And he says, I'm sorry I'm late. Better late than never, Naoto. We were just talking about you, Naoto. Our clocks are going to go back an hour this weekend. We go back an hour this weekend. And Brian and I were just talking about you. And I was just telling Brian that Naoto does not have to worry about setting his clocks. They don't set clocks in Japan. They stay all the time. So we must set our clocks back 1 hour. And Naoto, since you're here, you might want to give us a weather report. That'll be great. We would love to hear that. But in the meantime, I didn't give mine. So if you're out there and you want to chime in with us, and you're from another country, another city, another state, or whatever, give us a weather reportcast. But if you're from New York, don't worry about it because I have all of the goods right now for all of us. We've got 45 degrees at the moment. That's what we have right now. And by golly, New York getting chilly, and we're wearing our coats and our jackets now, and that's the way it is. So the weekend doesn't look that bad here in New York City. It's going to be abundance of sunshine today. We'll have a high 53 degrees. Winds will be north at 5 to 10 miles per hour, so there'll be cool winds. Tonight, mainly clear. We'll have low temperatures around 39 degrees. Winds will be light and variable. And if you're going out, please take the jacket, the coat, the hat, the scarves, whatever. And tomorrow, Saturday, generally sunshine, sunny skies, despite a few afternoon clouds. We'll have a high near 55 degrees, and winds will be light and variable. For Saturday night, you party goers, You act accordingly, right? The heats are in the car. You're going to drive to the destination. You got the heater going on, all right, because it looks like there's going to be partly cloudy skies during the evening, and it will give way to cloudy skies overnight. We'll have a low 42 degrees, and winds will be light and variable. So take your coats, your jackets, or whatever have you. And as we wrap up our weekend for Sunday, mainly cloudy, high temperatures near 55 degrees. Winds will be light and variable. And repeating our current temperature here in New York, we've got 55 degrees. 45 degrees. That's what it is. And Naoto gave me his weather forecast. We've got it right now. His weather in Kobe, Japan. It's clear. It's clear tonight because it's nighttime over there where he is right now. It's clear, and he's got 55 degrees and 4.5 miles per hour northwest winds. That's what we got out there in Kobe, Japan. So thank you, Naoto, for that. And we're always grateful. And those of you, again, if you're going to chime in, please give us your weather forecast wherever you are. And if you're not chiming in, that's okay. As long as you're out there, you're enjoying. That's exactly what we want. It's better than nothing. But we do like to hear from you. Now, if you want to get in touch with me personally, I'll give you that information later. Because we're overdue right now. It's over 20 minutes past the hour, so we're a little late. I hope DJ Pete don't kill me for this, but it's time for DJ Pete's portion of the 2020 feature. He doesn't have a lot, but he did leave us a few things, and he wants to talk about Halloween, which happened already. This last Sunday was the 31st of Halloween, but he has history of Halloween, and there is a history on Halloween. And I have a little bit. I'm not going to read everything. It says, Halloween. Let's see. It's a less ceremony known as Allah Halloween, All Halloween, Halloween Eve, Halloween Saint Eve. I guess it depends on where you are or where you're going, that they have these different names for Halloween. We call it here Halloween. So you have All Saints Halloween in some places. And it's a celebration. It's an observant. And the ghosts and the goblin. And it's a celebration. It's an observant. And the ghosts and the goblins, and they all come out. And for the kids, it's for the candy. It's about the candy and the jelly apple and all of that stuff. It's about that. And for the adults, they don't have adults celebrate Halloween, but they do it in a different way, but they don't go on knocking on doors for candy. But if you knocked on my door, you'll get a Jello shot. How's that for an adult Halloween? Anyway, that's the history of Halloween. Halloween, also called Halloween, and as I said, All Halloween Eve, and All Saint Halloweens. And it was a Western Christian. It's observed by Christians and many non-Christians too. Has observed that, and that's the history of Halloween. So if you missed Halloween this year, there's always, as they say, next year. So we got that. Also, what we have, DJ Pete also brought the attention to Art Carney. Art Carney, who played on The Honeymooners, celebrated a birthday. I mentioned this on the radio show last night. He celebrated a birthday. It was last night, as a matter of fact, November 4th. He was born on this day. Now, Art Carney's an actor known for his skit on The Honeymooners as Norton. Yeah. And he played along with Jackie. Art Carney. He played Ed Norton. And again, he was born on this day in 1918, and he passed away November 9th. That's ironic. He was born in November, and he died in November 2003, 5 days after his birthday. That's ironic. And he was 85 when he passed away, too. Art Carney. And he played in more than just The Honeymooners, too. There's an episode on the Twilight Zone, of course. You probably already know that he played Santa Claus. He played a drunken, inebriated Santa Claus. Inebriated, that's the word. He played a drunken Santa Claus, passing out gifts to people. That was one episode on the Twilight Zone. So there you go, Art Carney. And again, he would have been 85. 85 for Art Carney. It's the honeymooners. And let's see, finally, tomorrow, Glenn Frye used to be with the Eagles. Glenn Frye is celebrating a birthday tomorrow, November 6th. He was born in 1948. And there he is, Glenn Frye. Let me get more history on Glenn Frye. As I said, he played with the Eagles. He went out on his own. And he died January 18th, 2016. He was 67 years old. Only the good die young. 67 years old. I'm only a couple of years older than him. Yeah, Glenn Frye. But he was born November 6th. And since I didn't mention it, but since I mentioned November 6th, I share that same birthday with Glenn Frye. So I will be celebrating my birthday tomorrow as well. So happy birthday to Glenn Frye. I have a lot of other birthdays coming up too. There are some birthdays I have coming up of my own that I picked. Tatum O'Neal birthday is she's 58 today. Singer Bryan Adams is 62. Singer Lolita Holloway. Lolita Holloway was big in the disco era. She's 70. She would have been 75. She passed away. She's no longer with us. I had the pleasure of interviewing her years ago during the time of the disco age. And Sam Shepard, the late Sam Shepard, would have been 78 today. Art Garfunkel of Simon and Garfunkel, he's the other half of Simon and Garfunkel, is 80 today. Actress Elkie Summer is 81. And let's see, the late Ike Turner would have been 90. Okay, Myron Florin of Lawrence Welk. He played the accordion. He played the polka. He would have been 102 years old today. He's obviously no longer with us. Actress Vivian Lee would have been 108. She would have been celebrating her 108th birthday. Roy Rogers, whose real name is Leonard Sly. Leonard Sly, 110 years old. Roy Rogers. And those are the birthdays of today. And so happy birthday to each and every one of you guys who are living. And we memorialize the people who are celebrating birthdays today who are no longer with us. So we just say simply happy birthday to each and every. Thank you so much. We just kicked off Facebook, but we're going to fix that right away. Let's see. We're going to fix that right away. I don't know what happens. Sometimes we do that. We kick off Facebook. Neoto, by the way, said, I'm glad that let's see. Well, we lost that one. We lost that one because we got kicked off. Oh, there it is. There it is again. He says, I'm glad the African-American Mr. Oh, yes. In New York City, we've got our second African-American mayor. Eric Adams has been elected to mayor of New York City. So, therefore, we congratulate him. And I just urge, all of the politicians who got elected this year to actually, please, do the job. Do the job. That's what we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to you doing the job because the job is important to each and every one of us. And it's important that you make sure that you do the job for us because we are the people who elected you. And of course, we deserve only but the best. And New York City is the greatest city in the world. I have to say that, pat myself on the back. It's the greatest city in the world. And we're going to want to make sure that it stays that way to all people who have been in this city for so many years. So many years they have done that, and there you go. So there you have it. It's all set and raring to go. Okay, we're going to get back on the air sometime. We're on the other side of Facebook, though. We dropped out our normal Facebook, but on the fan base, we're still on. It's still shaking on the fan base page over there. But we're going to get back in action on the other side of Facebook. And in a few minutes, we're going to also give you the information about the movies that you enjoy, those Turner Classic movies that you enjoy so much. We also want to do that. We will do that. And let me see, I'm trying to get back this Facebook page and see how we do with that. And let's see. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay. Okay, I think we're getting back. Something's shaking on Facebook that we're not getting back. I don't know what it is. We'll try it again and see what happens. Yeah, we got a big problem here, and we're working on it. So, ladies and gentlemen, just bear with me for a few minutes while we get back to that problem and see what happens. Okay, I think we got it now. Let me see. Let's see. Back in time. There we go. I think it's popping up. We'll get back in action. And I'm sorry we got bounced off of that, but it's coming back in action. We'll see what happens with it. Oh yeah, it's yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah, I see what's happening here. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah. Okay. We've got that. Okay, so let me see. I hate this. Is when it happens. I hate when this happens. But there we go. Boom. There we go. And now we're back in action. Okay, we've got a little time left before the show is over, and let's talk about those movies, right? Those movies that we talk about all the time. Those movies that you like so much. Those movies. Let's see. Where are we? Okay, we are off the air. I see. Still. Okay, we are totally off the air. We're frozen, and we'll get back in. And those of you who are watching us, you're still there on. Okay, right there live on the. We got the coffee hour going there. Okay, you're right there on Instagram. Okay, Instagram is still there. We kind of froze up here. Our computer system is freezing here. So we're going to get back to that. Let's see. Let's get back to that. See what happens. Okay, we've got that. Ooh, this is terrible, folks. Terrible. This is terrible. Really terrible. Okay. Okay, New York. Okay, we're terrible. We're back. We are back. Let's see. Are we back? Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got here. Okay, we kind of froze up. For those of you who are remaining with us, we froze up on. I think we left the air on all three sources, so we only have you guys on Instagram. All right, we only have you guys on Instagram. Our computer system froze up over here, so there's nothing we can do about that right now. Except while we have a little time left, we're going to tell you about the movies that we got. White Heat coming up. James Cagney, a 1949 film with James Cagney on TCM, that Turner Classic Movies, and that's Saturday on the 2 p.m. Eastern. And of course, you're going to watch that. It's a great movie. Rebel Without a Cause with James Dean. And of course, Natalie Wood was in that movie too. 1955, a great movie. And that's on this Saturday too. And that's at 4 p.m. And let's see, after that, there's Marty, 1955, which, by the way, Marty received an Academy Award in 1955. It was a nominated Academy Award, the best movie of 1955. And that's with Ernest Borgnine, and that's on Turner Classic Movies Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Bells Are Ringing with Judy Holliday, 1960. Judy Holliday and Dean Martin on Turner Classic Movies Sunday at 3:45 p.m. Eastern. And of course, you have Sunday in New York. Sunday in New York, this 1963 movie. And of course, you have that's with Jane Fonda. That's Jane Fonda and Rod Taylor. And that comes on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And it's all happening on Turner Classic Movies. So there you go. It's all happening. And if you don't like any of these movies, of course, you could always have the option of going and checking them out. Other movies, all you have to do is go to Turner Classic Movie, go there, and make sure that you go through the menu, as they would call it, or the guide, and you'll see other movies. Now, these are only my picks. There are probably other movies there that you may enjoy on Turner Classic Movie. Also, they have a chock full of great movies if you go there. If you're a member of, I guess, the cable, if you're a subscriber to cable, you have a subscriber to cable, right? Go there, right? And you'll see a lot of those great movies. Movie on demand, a lot of great movies. And if you would like to see the networks, if you miss some of your events, your sporting events, you go to the network that they were broadcast on, and they usually have them on the following day on demand. If you are a soap opera buff and you miss something on ABC, it's right on demand the following day. So there you go, you have it all there. And so let me repeat those movies for you. That's White Heat with James Cagney, and that's Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Rebel Without a Cause with James Dean, that's Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern. And Marty with Ernest Borgnine, that's 2 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. Okay, you can spend your Sunday watching great movies too. Bells Are Ringing with Judy Holliday on 1960. Judy Holliday and Dean Martin. That's 3:45 p.m. on Sunday. And finally, Sunday in New York, ironically, on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, that stars Jane Fonda and Rod Taylor. So you have all of those great movies to enjoy, and we hope that you do enjoy it. I want to apologize to all of the people on, maybe you guys drifted over from Facebook and YouTube, and because our system froze over here. And so we're off the air over there, but I want to apologize to that. What we're going to do, though, what we're going to try to do is try to edit whatever we have and then repost everything and get it back to normal, okay? We'll try that. We'll do all of that. I want to thank you guys, and I want to remind you, too, by the way, if you want to get in touch with me for some reason, you can do that. I was going to give you that information earlier, and I almost forgot to give it to you. But if you want to get in touch with me, all you have to do is go to call me. I have a number that you can call me. If you have any questions, suggestions, ideas about the show, just call me. And of course, we would appreciate all of that. The number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. I also have a email address, which is frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. Frank Allan. Allan is spelled Allan. Prod is PROD. That's for production. Make sure you get that right. Otherwise, you'll never get there. frankallenprod@aol.com. DJ Pete, how you doing? How you doing? Thank you for being along with us. We did everything that we were supposed to do. I hope you're back here next week. Okay, guys, I hope that all of you guys are back here with me next week, especially next Thursday. At 8 p.m., we do Talk Back Live, which, by the way, we're celebrating our second year doing Talk Back Live. Sunday will mark the second year. We'll be doing that. Brian Kent will be with me with Sports Update, with the latest developments in today's world of sports. Other than that, I will be back here next week. Hopefully, DJ Pete will be here. Brian Kent will be here with the 2020 feature, sports and entertainment news. And, of course, you'll be along with us as well. You guys have a great day, a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.